Can you guess how many Americans successfully retire with $1 million saved? The percentage may shock you. Benzinga. Saving for retirement is an essential goal for many Americans, but achieving the ideal savings target remains elusive for many. In 2023, the average American retiree had about $170,726 in retirement savings, a decrease from $191,659 at the beginning of 2022. This 10% reduction is significantly lower than the recommended $555,000. Only 12% of retirees have achieved or exceeded this recommended savings amount. Don't miss. The average American couple has saved this much money for retirement. Howdy. Below are your comments. We're retired, and only have about $850,000. However, the house is paid off, and we have zero debts. Also, we keep living expenses down, and rarely need to dip into our savings, so they are actually continuing to grow. So, we're good. You fairly frequently read how janitors and teachers have left millions to communities and scholarship funds. These are not highly paid people and likely lived below their means, invested and started saving yearly. Certainly life and deal a person setbacks and the expense of children can be a burden. In 1990, my net worth was essentially zero. I came out of a divorce with investments that almost exactly equaled my ex's credit card bills that I was saddled with. I retired in 2016 with $2.5 million in investments. It can be done. Once you start down the path of wealth accumulation, it becomes a bit of an addiction. You want to keep seeing your net worth increase. Once you cross into the $1 million level, you want $2 million. Then $2 million doesn't seem like much, so you strive for the next milestone. Money is great and all, but it doesn't solve. Probably getting rid of car payments would boost the number up some. There are so many Americans who are perpetually paying a car payment for decades, non-stop. It's hard to imagine that this situation should be considered normal. If those payments went to savings, retirement or otherwise, it woe. Next news. P&G to record up to $2.5 billion in Gillette write-down, operations rejig. Reuters. The company's shares fell about 2% in early trade. The consumer goods giant said it would take a $1.3 billion non-cash impairment charge before tax in the current quarter ending Dec. 31 on its Gillette business. P&G, which bought Gillette for $57 billion in 2005, gets about 8% of its total sales from the grooming business. Below are your comments. Executives of big companies are like my spouse, she always wants to buy stuff. Our garage and basement is full, but she loves Amazon delivery. I am thinking I will need to expand the garage soon. Executives often don't know much about their own business and what they already own. They just buy. Funny how P&G never anticipated currency fluctuations when it bought Gillette. It's also funny how P&G didn't start devaluing Gillette by billions of dollars until after Gillette Bud Lighted itself by insulting its male customers by preaching to them about toxic masculinity in ITS ads. IW. Looks like going woke wasn't such a good idea. I wonder how many other people like me vowed to never purchase a Gillette product ever again. Why do people think this is about a woke company? This is about the currency issues in two countries. Woke, which has nothing to do with this article, is simply people being polite to other people. The only issue I have with Gillette and all the other razor companies is that they are way too expensive. If you only knew how PG runs their facilities. If it were not for the Fed printing press, it would all be exposed. The government may be nearly tapped out as far as the national debt is concerned. I hope so. Snap back to reality. Next news. How much cash can I expect each month from a $150,000 annuity? Benzinga. Many people have turned to annuities as a reliable means of securing a stable income during retirement. NT. Financial advisors often highlight annuities as a prudent choice for those looking to manage retirement finances effectively. With a $150,000 annuity, the monthly income potential varies based on several key factors, such as the type of annuity chosen, the age of the annuitant, and the length of the payout period. Annuities, which are financial products offered by insurance companies, serve as below are your comments. I'd pick dividend reinvesting over annuities any day. I have 70% of my assets in dividend and growth stocks, and at 54, witnessing my portfolio surpass $1.2 million milestone last month was beyond my expectations. Grateful for the valuable guidance I've received over time. I hope to be writing most banks account pay 4 to 5% right now, which is $500 to $625 a month, risk-free and instantly available. You can also dump $10,000 a year into I-bonds and lock into CDs once your bank account interest starts to move down. No need to put in your money into a high-fee product like annuities. You are only could offer a monthly income between $450 and $1,500. Well, that's pretty useless. Why even answer the question at all if you are going to give that wide of a range? It helps absolutely no one. This should be a paid article. Annuities historically have high fees and low returns. A poor investment choice. Agents, however, love selling them, because of the dollar paid in commissions. I am amazed fiduciaries could even legally recommend them. Next news. Nvidia rebounds from key level after AI chip export woes. Is it a buy? Investors Business Daily. Nvidia, a giant in data centers and gaming, is supercharging investor interest in artificial intelligence. Is Nvidia stock a buy as it rebounds from a key technical level? On deck. 4. News reports said the U.S. will move to crack down on redesigned Nvidia AI, artificial intelligence, chips intended to get around export controls. Below are your comments. Just hit a significant milestone in my investment journey. Despite today's market downturn, my portfolio just crossed a six-figure gain for the year. It's incredible how aligning with the right mindset and guidance can transform your financial life. I've learned that reaching your goals is not just. I bought this stock back in 2008. My split-adjusted cost is about $4.68. I will probably never sell, and hopefully my kids can take advantage of the step up in basis if it's still around when I take the dirt nap. The forward-looking PE is 27 and the expected growth is 57% fiscal year over fiscal year. The PE/G ratio is 0.55. Even if NVDA just matches consensus, it will be undervalued and it is very likely to exceed consensus earnings and revenue if you believe the better analysts following the company. An article with a headline asking if Nvidia is a buy appears so often here that it's reminiscent of the kid in the car's back seat who keeps asking if we're there yet. Want to know if it's a buy? Look at the 20 or so articles appearing on Yahoo that ask that question in the past month. Next news. How to earn $500 per month from ExxonMobil stock. Benzinga. ExxonMobil Corp. NYSE. XOM stock started trading at $104.27 on November 29, with a market cap exceeding $414 billion. The 52-week low price for Exxon was $98.02, and the 52-week high was $120.07. The dividend for the quarter ending June to September was 91 cents per share against 88 cents for the same period of 2022, according to the company's 10-Q filing on October 31. The cumulative dividend from January to September was $2.73 per share, higher than $2.64 per share or the preceding year. Dividend payment. Below are your comments. In 2004 I inherited 3,720 shares of XOM with a 27 cents dividend, which was $334 a month. All dividends were reinvested for 20 years. Now I own 6,026 shares at 95 cents per share. Dividend equals $5,725 or $1,908 a month. So all I have to do is invest $165,290 in Exxon and I will get $500 per month in return. At that pace it will take 330 months, 27.5 years, to get that money back. Why would anyone do this? I'll take my money and buy real estate. That same $165K would earn $723, mo. Or $8,675 annually in a high-yield savings account paying 5.25%. Of course, there's no chance of growth, but then again, no chance of loss. You can get over $8,000 of interest placing that same $165,000 in a money market getting 4.99% and Avenue, no risk of losing anything. Not CD. Brokerage account, money market, default account. You can move the money anytime you want. And when rates go down after recession, you can invest in the aftermath. Next news. NVIDIA sees Huawei as formidable AI chip-making rival, CEO says. Bloomberg. Huawei Technologies Co. is among a field of very formidable competitors to NVIDIA Corp. in the race to produce the best AI chips, according to the American company's chief. Most read from B. Bloomberg. Treasury frenzy drives 10-year yield below 4.2%. Markets wrap. Biden says he might not have sought re-election if Trump weren't running. Truckstop. Billionaire fights Warren Buffett to increase $18 billion fortune. Moody's cuts China credit outlook to neg. Ative on rising debt. House suspects lounge. Below are your comments. No worries about Huawei because they are able to fab 7nm chip only. NVIDIA face with bigger competition like AMD, Intel and your own customers. NVIDIA finds itself in a challenging position. While aiming to sell its GPUs to major clients, these same clients are developing their own AI chips. Consec. Have you noticed most of the advanced chip makers, their leaders are Chinese? Doesn't matter where they are from? Chinese is a race. American is not. He is lying. His company helped China invade sanction. Fine him couple $100 million for invading sanction. Dude is contradicting himself. He thinks the Chinese company Huawei owned by the CCP is a rival yet he's trying to go around the loophole just to sell China some chips? WTF. Now you know why China is easily buying off the Taiwanese, even if it means selling off their own. Next news. 30-year mortgage rates drop to lowest level since the summer. Investopedia. With another notable fall, rates on 30-year mortgages are now down to their lowest level in almost months. Most loan averages declined, though refi rates were mixed. Below are your comments. We are just used to super low rates. People need to get back to the basics, more saving and move into a more normal house with just enough space for the family. TV has us all wanting Hallmark homes and living LKE. We are rich. In reality, when I was a kid, going out to eat was special. Still in a standoff state. No one can afford to buy with these rates. Homeowners are still overvaluing and listing high, and one wants to budge. A ton of people are stuck where they are because they have a 2 to 3% rate and can't afford to give it even if they want to move. If the Fed brings the pricing for homes is still insanely inflated, as others have said. The interest rates aren't ideal, but they'd be more manageable if homes were priced appropriately. If you are thinking of buying a home in the dead of winter, most don't. That is a good thing. Prices are still way overvalued. Looking for a home in North Carolinas and found the prices of Simi Mountain property dropped by $50,000 $70,000 on a lot of homes. With the interest rates so high, prices on homes have to fall. Mine came down from $1.75 million to $1.62 million. Next news. The push for work-life balance is fatally flawed, according to a 100-page report and survey of 5,000 workers. It's all about the power of choice. Fortune. Employees don't necessarily want to work from home. They really just want to have options. Below are your comments. Many companies Aries still operating in the 19th century. Times have changed. Take a long look at many countries, like Europe. They've gone to the 4-day workweek. Depending upon the job, can work at home or office. Many countries have great leave policies. The majority of employees are happier. Meanwhile, the majority of developed countries, especially in Europe and the Nordic countries, have 1 to 4-day workweeks, have extensive leave policies, and tons of work-from-home flexibility. Their citizens are happier, more productive, less stressed, etc. People in America actually have Santo. As long as people are able to get their jobs done adequately, who cares where they work from? During the pandemic, I got a lot more done working from home than I was ever able to do in the office. No distractions. You can't have a good business without healthy employees. There will always be other jobs for them to find, leaving the ones who don't understand that in the dust eventually. There's too much work in my life. I need to fix that. Next news. Prepare for the S&P 500 to plunge 23% by mid-2024 in the U.S. economy to sink into recession, J.P. Morgan's top charts guru says. Business Insider. J.P. Morgan's Jason Hunter sees the S&P 500 slumping to around 3,500 points by next summer, and says odds are stacked in favor of a hard landing. Below are your comments. Continuously making predictions increases the chances of being correct eventually, but as of now, uncertainty prevails. In the meantime, I'm committed to diversification, and I've realized up to 30% over the last 6 months. Diversification is the investor's antidote to ignorance. Ben Graham. The good times were way too big and way too long, so a recession is inevitable, and anyone can Dict what always happens. I'm looking forward to cheap prices again. I loved 2008. Remodeling contractors begging for work. Serious people know what's in store the American economy. There are bubbles everywhere. There's a debt bubble, a stock bubble, a crypto bubble, and there was a bond bubble that crashed. But things are very weird. Too much money is available to the well-off to invest in stocks. Bubble always crossing. In other words, no one really knows what's in store for the economy. Same as always. I didn't realize that the future of the economy is dictated by charts of the past. Interesting. Next news. Energy stocks big challenge in 2024, too much oil. Yahoo Finance. Oil-related equities face a headwind next year, according to analysts at Citi. Excess spare capacity. Below are your comments. Whatever, I think the money is on oil. Staying put and investing more. I think you are following a false narrative. The EIA data is compromised and cannot be trusted. Wishing something to be true because it will help the Democrats in an election year does not make it true. Yes, the U.S. have increased production on a source that is shrinking considerably. You are spot on. The paper market manipulators mainly in the U.S. are responsible for bringing the price down. Just look at who produces this article and that should tell you all you want to know about its agenda and narrative. End of story. There's no challenge. Only finding out that these energy markets are manipulated daily, like our commodities, and have nothing to do with OPEC. Funny how last week Yahoo Finance published articles predicting average PPB for 2024 at $87. Today is $73. This article is rubbish and it is irritating that these articles are published by people who know no thing about the oil and gas industry and how price is affected by current events, OPEC, GE. Next news. P&G bought Gillette 18 years ago. It's still paying the price. The Wall Street Journal. Procter & Gamble says it will book a $1.3 billion accounting charge on the shaving giant it acquired in 2005. Below are your comments. I'm not sure which is worse. Gillette, or Yahoo sending to us to yet another paywall, promising more information. P&G under Lafley overpaid for Gillette with the encouragement of the investment bankers to the transaction. Gillette had been groomed for sale with channel stuffing to overhype its sales performance. The then CFO did not want to pay so much but was overruled. The proxy told the whole sorry Santo. It's been a loser from the get-go. Then they got a bad representative for starting the toxic masculinity thing as well. What man wants to identify with that? Gillette, the best a man can get, has been an iconic Gillette slogan since 1989. Unfortunately, that iconic ad was shamefully taken down with the sissy ad. Gillette, the best a man can be. P&G have Gillette for 18 years. They completely messed up the products in their greedy, more expensive, unaffordable, which irritated people, who got tired and changed the trend from shaving to keeping beards. Next news. Michael Dell flags plan to donate stock worth $1.7 billion. Bloomberg, Michael Dell is taking steps to donate Dell Technologies Inc. shares worth as much as $1.74 billion. Most read from Bloomberg. Treasury frenzy drives 10-year yield B. ELO 4.2%. Markets wrap. Biden says he might not have sought re-election if Trump weren't running. Truckstop Billio. Nair fights Warren Buffett to increase $18 billion fortune. Moody's cuts China credit outlook to neg. Ative on rising debt. House suspects laundered billions in Singapore for years. Dell converted 25 million shares owned. Below are your comments. He is not donating them. His is giving them to his family foundation as a tax cheat. Then he hires his family and pays for his expenses in the name of the foundation. Unlike private foundations, such entities aren't required to disclose whether assets have been donated or to whom they were given. Please wait a moment. Mike not paying taxes reminds me of Trump naming a company after yourself. Next news. China's battered economy suffers another blow as Moody's slashes its credit outlook. Business Inside. Beijing has rolled out stimulus packages and ramped up borrowing in a bid to support the embattled Chinese economy this year. Below are your comments. China is going down the drain. They are in a recession and are trying to hide this fact. Rating agencies are typically lagging indicators. Any investor or business who wanted to keep their money fled China long ago. The CCP has hit a dead end economically, and needs its citizens to increase their consumer spending in order to continue growing. At least that is the consensus amongst economists. Unfortunately, the current economic climate in China has pretty much guaranteed that won't happen in time soon, so the problems on many fronts have only begun to reveal themselves. The positive propaganda facade won't shield them forever. Haha, China bit the hand that fed you. Now look at you. Next news. Charlie Munger wished he backed Amazon and bet bigger on Apple, and said taking risks like Elon Musk would drive him nuts. Business Insider. Warren Buffett's late business partner said he was a Jeff Bezos fan, wanted an even larger Apple stock, and hailed Musk as talented but risk-loving. Below are your comments. What an already a billionaire wishing he had more. I wonder how it went with St. Peter? Elon Musk is a determined pioneer with laser focus. Way too wild for the likes of Charlie and Warren. But that's okay. Musk didn't need them. Figures. Make that money by immoral exploitation of people or other people's money. Buffet, a class warfare winner, is the same. People like Charles Munger move money from one place to another, do not produce anything of value. On the other hand, people like Elon Musk produce something of value. The prevailing comments on this story reflect on the overall intelligence of the readers. Next news. Self-made millionaire Barbara Corcoran reveals her golden rule of real estate investing. Fortune. The Shark Tank star with a $100 million net worth says paying 20% down is key, and explains why. Below are your comments. Dumbest thing I've ever heard. The only thing that matters in RE investing is your net cap rate. If you're under 7% after all expenses, you should get out. It doesn't matter if you have a loan or using your own money. 8 to 10% is about average, and over 10 is good. I sit at 14.72% net cap on my rentals. Never get a 15-year mortgage. You make higher monthly payments and are simply reducing the lender's risk. Next news. Tesla stock is soaring. It's China, and the Cybertruck, Halo, is helping. Barron's.com. Upbeat data from China is lifting Tesla stock, and Google searches are surging with the launch of the company's Cybertruck. Below are your comments. They consider being down from $10 higher 5 days ago soaring? Tesla is soaring? Up about 1.5%? It is still down 5% from a week ago. I guess a lot of my stocks are soaring. TSLA has been in the same range since June. Alan Root is a paid Tesla whore. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you like it, please thumbs up.